Pope Leo XIV has urged the prelates to be witnesses of hope through their example of lives firmly grounded in God and completely devoted to the service of the Church. In a meditation for the Jubilee of Bishops on Wednesday, the Holy Father emphasized the importance of bishops being men of communion, promoting unity in their diocesan presbyterate, and serving the Church with humility and dedication. We have a Vatican News report read by Charite Chiranga.
Pope Leo said bishops must let themselves be profoundly renewed by Jesus, the Good Shepherd, in order to conform themselves fully to his heart and the ministry of his love. He highlighted the essential virtues of a bishop, including pastoral prudence, evangelical poverty, and perfect continence in celibacy, as well as the human virtues of fairness, sincerity, and self-control. The Catholic Church leader also emphasized the need for bishops to be firm and decisive in dealing with situations that can cause a scandal and with every case of abuse, especially those involving minors. He prayed that the prayers of the Blessed Virgin Mary and Saints Peter and Paul might obtain for bishops and their communities the graces they need the most, particularly to promote unity and communion in the Church. In his meditation, Pope Leo XIV drew on the theme of the 2025 Jubilee, Hope Does Not Disappoint, to reflect on the role of bishops as witnesses to hope. He noted that bishops, before being shepherds, are themselves sheep and members of the Lord's flock, and must let themselves be guided by the Holy Spirit.
Malawi's youth have been urged not to lose hope in life, despite facing numerous challenges, including high unemployment cases and lack of school fees. This message comes amid a surge in suicide cases among young people in the country. According to Bishop Montfort Sitima, youth are the leaders of today and tomorrow, and it's an essential for them to open up when facing challenges rather than resorting to suicide. Emmanuel Chuocha reports.
Malawi has predominantly a young population, with many working hard to make ends meet. However, they face significant challenges, including high unemployment rate, lack of access to education, and limited financial resources to support their business. These challenges have led to the rise in suicide cases in the country, with the 2024-2025 witnessing a significant number of incidents. Bishop Sirima attributed this trend to the struggle young people face and the lack of support systems. The bishop emphasized that life is a gift from God and encouraged the youth to take care of themselves despite the challenges they face. He stressed the importance of sharing problem, saying a problem shared is half solved.
So the message is simple. I would like to call upon all the youth that life is more important and life is a gift from God. The problems that we meet in life are part and parcel of life. I know these problems come from the families, the family background, and also what the world is offering. Their expectations that probably are not met, but they should not lose hope, especially this year, the year of Jubilee of the pilgrims of hope.
Bishop Sirima also called on the government to employ more mental health experts in key departments such as police, hospitals, and schools. He emphasized the need to integrate mental health into education system from kindergarten to university. By taking these steps, the bishop believed that Malawi can reduce the number of suicide cases among young people and provide them with the support they need to thrive. He urged the youth to hold on to hope and seek help when they face challenges, rather than giving up on life. For LUNTHA News in Lilongwe, this is Emmanuel Chuocha.
In a chaotic and alarming scene, Malawi Defense Force and Malawi Police Service officers were forced to flee for their lives as Panga warding thugs stormed the starting point of an anti-make chairperson and chief executive officer demonstration in Lilongwe. The violent men, armed with knives and pangas, brutally disrupted the protest, smashing and torching a citizen minibus and a vehicle carrying a public address system after seizing the speakers. Attempts to get a statement from the Malawi Defense Force spokesperson and police publicity were unsuccessful, as neither was available for comment at the time of writing. Our reporter, Robert Edward, was at the scene and reports in front of PA system vehicle up in flames.
Of a vehicle that carried the PA system tried to convene the people to participate in the demonstrations against the Malawi Election Commission, make Chairperson Justice Anna and the Chief Elections Officer Andrew Pesi that they should not use the smartmatic machine, that's the electoral management machines, and of course they should also just resign. The situation was calm and people felt secure when hours were going to the starting hour of 9:30. We saw the vehicles of the Malawi Defense Force at this the center ground. But later, just a few minutes after the Malawi Defense Force arrived here, we just saw people running, and we saw those people again carrying panga knives, chasing people, beating up some of the people that we saw, including the main convener of the demonstrations, Sylvester Namiwa, and later taking down the vehicles. Now, people have been dispersed, especially the conveners of the demonstrations. What remains here are just people who are seeing the tragedy that has befallen to the owners of the vehicles. Police and other authorities are yet to respond or comment, but we can confirm that in other parts of the country, they also started demonstrating, and they were at least peaceful compared to the Lilongwe chapter. For LUNTHA, this is Robert Edward.
Deputy Minister of Health Noah Chimpeni MP has issued a call to action to all stakeholders, emphasizing the urgent need for collective effort and commitment to implementing the strategies and objective of the Malawi National Multi-Sector Nutrition Policy 2025 to 2030. Marking his remarks during the official launch of the policy in Lilongwe area today, the Deputy Minister highlighted that the policy's successful implementation is a crucial addressing the pressing issue of malnutrition in Malawi. More in our report filed by Gift Kalonga.
Following the expiration of 2018-2022 nutrition policy, the Ministry of Health's Department of Nutrition has, in collaboration with key partners, including World Vision and UNICEF, launched the National Multi-Sector Nutrition Policy 2025 to 2030. In an interview with LUNTHA News, Deputy Minister of Health Noah Chimpeni MP emphasized the importance of corrective action in tackling malnutrition, calling upon all stakeholders to join forces in implementing the new policy, highlighting that good nutrition is a crucial milestone for the country's development and progress.
When one is malnourished, which means even the immune system is not healthy enough. To safeguard against diseases that would have been caused because of the person is not eating well. So it means if people are not eating well, they are the first candidate for diseases most of the times. That's why you find when one goes to hospital, they say, "Oh, you're lacking this in your body." And the thing is, some of these things doesn't mean that we don't have in our village. People do have these things, but sometimes behavior change.
The head of mission at German Embassy, Andres Hartmann, said that there are different projects which the German corporation is working together with the Ministry of Health in Malawi, and they are supporting the policy.
The sectors that make nutrition happen, right? So we have a strong project for nutrition and food systems improvement. We work in the agriculture sector through private sector development so that, value chains can develop, diversification of crops, also helping the district government, the district councils.
Meanwhile, the policy which has been launched is aiming at preventing malnutrition among all demographic groups and to enhance social and behavioral change, intervention for optional nutrition. For LUNTHA News, this is Gift Kalonga. You are still watching news on LUNTHA Television, and you are with me, Patrick Pupa.
Let's take another look at our top stories before we proceed. Pope Leo XIV urges bishops to embody communion and hope. Banga wielding thanks for your demos again in Lilongwe, this time in full view of the Malawi Defense Force. Government calls for collective effort towards successful implementation of national nutrition policy. And in international news, Kenya protests turn violent as court activists demand justice for victims of police brutality. Welcome back. In case you are just joining us, this is our news bulletin right here on LUNTHA Television. The Department of Mega Farms under the Minister of Agriculture has reaffirmed the government's commitment to supporting tobacco farmers in their efforts to boost crop production. Speaking at the 37th Annual Congress of the Tobacco Association of Malawi Tama Trust in Lilongwe, Director Henry Msadlomo highlighted various initiatives aimed at enhancing farmers' productivity. According to Msadlomo, these include farm input loans through the National Economic Empowerment Fund (NIF), irrigation schemes, mechanization programs, and mega farms projects in Malawi. Tandiwe Mzumara has more details in this report.
Sadilomo emphasized the significant contribution of the tobacco industry to Malawi's economy, particularly its role in generating foreign exchange. He acknowledged tobacco as a key crop and assured farmers that the government is committed to addressing their challenges through open dialogue. He further underscored the government's dedication to working collaboratively with farmers to overcome obstacles and improve yields efforts aimed at driving economic growth and development.
We are trying to embrace the innovative technologies, so that farmers are able, to practice those and maximize on the benefits in terms of yield from practicing the technologies that are available or made available to them.
In his remarks, Tobacco Association of Malawi Tama Farmers Trust President Ebo Kalimabanda pointed out challenges such as inadequate rainfall and delayed fertilizer application due to supply shortages. He noted that these issues significantly affect farmers' productivity and profitability, stressing the need for timely and effective solutions. Kalimabanda expressed hope that the annual gathering would ignite meaningful dialogue and promote collaborative efforts to address these challenges and support the growth and sustainability of Malawi's tobacco industry.
To increase volumes, it will need many things. One, weather. Good weather, farmers cannot fail to produce big volumes required by the trade. So if the weather is not good, even if you have got enough inputs, you cannot produce much more tobacco. First of all, it's weather. Secondly, farm inputs. So these two can make a farmer to produce a lot.
The annual Congress was held under the theme Maximizing Farm Returns through improved yields key to market challenges. As tobacco remains Malawi's top foreign exchange earner, the gathering was seen as a crucial platform for shaping the future of the industry and ensuring its continued growth and success. For LUNTHA News, this is Tandiwe Mzumara.
Minister of Agriculture Sam Kawale has called on the country's young people to tap into vast potential of the agriculture sector, highlighting its potential to drive development and prosperity. During his remarks at the closing ceremony of the Youth Summit for Democracy and Human Rights, organized by the Youth and Society, Minister Kawale emphasized that investing in agriculture can be a game changer for the country's future, and he urged the youth to seize opportunities in this critical sector. Fales Kizombe is reading this report.
Kawale underscored the critical role of youth leadership in shaping Malawi's future, emphasizing that empowering young people to take on leadership roles is essential for driving the country's development and progress. According to Kawale, by incorporating youth policies into their platforms, political parties can harness the energy and creativity of Malawi's young population to build a brighter future for the nation.
Now, what is interesting is the fact that young people are understanding the importance of investing in agriculture as well as participating in agriculture, which will help us to have more labor force as well as have more young people contribute to the development of this country. Another interesting thing is the fact that a lot of young people have questions, legitimate questions, that one, we need to work on to address some of the challenges that they have, but at the same time, it has also given us an opportunity to see that we need to do a lot of work to disseminate information.
In his remarks, Minister of Finance Simplex Chicholabanda highlighted the allocation of funds specifically designed to support young entrepreneurs in Malawi.
There is deliberation. Young people posed quite a number of pertinent issues. Number one is access to financing. They would like to have, easy access to financing. And as the ministry and government, we have assured the young people that we've created a conducive environment for them to access profitable and cheaper interest rate financing. We've highlighted National Economic Empowerment Fund as one example, but specifically for them, the Youth Innovation Fund, which the President is going to launch next month, is a 2 billion facility where young people who actually have access to financing to finance their innovations.
Meanwhile, President of the Economic Association of Malawi, Betha Chigadza, has emphasized the need to review and address the challenges facing young people in the country so they can become more self-reliant and confident in their abilities, ultimately contributing to the country's economic growth and development.
So on tax policies, I was looking at the macroeconomic environment that is actually being unfavorable for youths whenever they're trying to invest in businesses. Because if you look at, for example, youth that are doing business, when they want to register for VAT, the threshold is 1 million.
The summit, held from June 25th to 26th, urged political parties to prioritize youth issues in their manifestos ahead of general elections on 16 September 2025.
The Ministry of Natural Resources and Climate Change has awarded youth in Salima, Mangochi, Karonga, Dedza, and Cheu for their exceptional work in the Malawi Green Campaign. The campaign, which runs from 3 years with support from the Malawi government and UNDP, aims to promote environmental restoration and climate action. The youth surpassed their target by planting over 5,000 trees across the country, a remarkable achievement that reflects their dedication to environmental protection and national development. We have a report by Rosemary Chikaonda.
The initiative empowered more than 2,000 youth in Salima, Kalonga, Dedza, Mangochi, and Cheu. Recognizing this outstanding contribution, the ministry saw it fit to honor the young people for their hard work and commitment. Minister of Natural Resources and Climate Change, Owen Chomanika, say that any meaningful project should target young people, as they represent 80% of the population and are productive, energetic, and key to the country's development.
Generally, if you have seen this project we are doing here, we are trying to disseminate. It's about the youth who are involved in making sure that they work on environment and also forestry. Now, in forest management, they have managed to do thousands, 5,000 hectares restored.
Buxton Cholombo, the technical advisor on land restoration and program manager, said the project was a success, exceeding targets and empowering thousands of young Malawians.
So one of the pillars for this project was our linkage to local structures. So we really wanted to make sure that the project does not end beyond completion of this phase. So the best what we did was to ensure that all the youth clubs that we are working with are registered at district level through the district youth office. So the idea was to make sure that we are not just bringing in another youth, but those that are already into land restoration space.
The project successfully achieved all its goals by not only meeting but surpassing its initial target of planting 5,000 trees across Malawi.
Women from Quadria Muslim Association of Malawi have expressed disappointment over recent developments where some trustees are allegedly acting against a court ruling while attempting to amend the association constitution. The women's director, Zaitun Yusuf, told the media earlier today that Justice Kenyatta Nyirenda ruled last year that an interim board of trustees led by Kawinga and Mabotolo Gwedeza should be put in place. Yusufu said the situation is concerning as it appears some senior members are attempting to sell the organization to an Asian businessman, despite the association having CAB members who can advance the faith. Yusuf explains.
Chipembedzo chathu ife ngati kwa azimayi timachiyendetsa ngati azimayi mopanda kudalira bungwe lililonse.
As women, we run our religious activities independently without relying on any organization. We come together and carry out charitable work as Quadria women. This is because there are existing problems within the organization that we are speaking out about now. The association was destabilized for a while following the death of some key leaders. Instead of electing new ones, people with intentions to disrupt and sell the organization emerged. This led us to take the matter to court to ensure justice is served. Our goal is not to fight, but to hold elections and choose new leaders who can guide the organization without relying on outsiders. Once we elect new leaders, proper structures and rules will be put in place.
And finally, in international news, 2 people were shot dead and several others injured on Wednesday as thousands of protesters took to the streets in Nairobi and other major Kenyan cities. The protests marked the first anniversary of last year's deadly anti-tax demonstrations that left over 60 people dead. We have an African News report.
Human rights activist Hussein Karedi laid calls for justice for those killed last year, stating that 64 Kenyans were killed in cold blood and not a single officer has been held to account. Protesters are demanding arrest, compensation and real police reforms. Many young people denounced President William Ruto's leadership, citing growing authoritarianism and corruption. The protests have spread across the country, with demonstrations reported in Mombasa, Kisumu, Nakuru, and in Nyahururu. Despite a government warning that Wednesday would be a normal working day, thousands defied the warning, taking to the streets to honor victims of past police crackdowns and voice their frustrations with corruption, rising living costs, and unaddressed human rights abuses. Police responded with force, firing tear gas and live rounds to disperse the crowds.
That concludes our news bulletin right here on LUNTHA Television. But before I go, top stories once again. Pope Leo XIV urges bishops to embody communion and hope. Banga wielding thanks for your demos again in Lilongwe, this time in full view of the Malawi Defense Force. Government calls for collective effort towards successful implementation of national nutrition policy. And in international news, Kenya protests turn violent as court activists demand justice for victims of police brutality. Thank you for watching. I'm Patrick Pupa, and I wish you a wonderful time. Stay blessed, and bye for now.